Okay, so this issue is just boggling my mind here. I don't quite understand what's going on here. But, okay. This happens when the user clicks the button in question, right? And then we start a new table, and this table is localized in scope within this condition. This is the only place where table exists. If I remove the reference, these guys don't exist. This is where table is. We just go through all of the tiers in the battle pass, and we determine that if this is an unclaimed tier, we insert it into the local table, and then we pass that table to BP claim. And if we take a look at that function, it does nothing with the table until we want to go through it. There's nothing here that erases the table. It just takes the table and goes through it. That's what it's supposed to do. So initially, I figured that this code would just work perfectly, right? But when I click the play button, and we test this out here, and I go to Battle Pass, and I click the claim button, which should start all that code we just saw, the BP claim function says that the table is empty. And I initially figured, well, alright, if this table is empty, there must be an error in where I want to be populating it. So I said, print hey when you insert something into the table. So here we go again. And it prints hey one time, which means it put one item in the table. But the function there still says that the table is empty. And we saw how I called everything, that seems a little weird, but alright. So I decided to do just one more double check. I wanted to see how many items were in the table before I passed it to BP claim. And this is where it gets really weird. So then I click claim, it prints hey, it prints the amount in the table, and then it prints 0 twice. I don't know where this second print is coming from, and I don't know why at some point in between passing it to the function, it became an empty table. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Right? And if we look again, it only prints that one time when this print is enabled, right? So that means this is printing twice, somehow. It was called once. We know it was called once because it only calls hey once, which means that this code runs one time. This code runs twice, and BP claim gets an empty table. How? What? And just for a little bit of context, by the way, BP tiers is just a module. That's all it is. So we can go up to where I called it. It requires the module. The module is literally a nested table of tables. That's all it is. So I'm thinking that might be the issue, but I just don't know.